Being a creative comes with many challenges. However, many great things can be born from those situations. Stay tuned to hear an amazing story of how a book was born from a health crisis. Let's get creative. This is Living Outside the Box. Hey, fellow creatives, I'm Ashley Thompson, and today we're talking about creatives facing life challenges. I have with me a fellow WSSU senior, Crystal Barnes. She's the author of It's a Reason, which she published this year, correct?
2001.
2001, so during the pandemic.
Yes, ma'am.
And she is a fellow creative. And can you just give us a little bit about your story?
So the book itself is about my life journey, and while it does tackle a big portion of my health journey, a lot of it from early childhood was a lot of childhood trauma and abusive relationships. And as we know, trauma and stress can lead to significant health challenges. So
Yes.
That's pretty much how it starts.
So what was your specific health challenge? What were you battling?
Whew, that's a mouthful. So I've had 10 different surgeries altogether, 2 brain surgeries, and those were stemming from 2 rare neurological disorders, one called Chiari-1 malformation and the other one called pseudotumor cerebri, or now they call it idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Told you it was a mouthful.
Wow, yes, that is.
And then eventually I was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer, a very rare cancer called adenoid carcinoma.
And so during that time, as a creative, how hard was it for you to try to tap into that, or did you even try to tap into your creativity during that time?
Well, so my creativity and writing has always been a part of me. And writing my life story is always something that I wanted to do, but with the dramas of life and everything, when do you have the time? And I always say, God sat me down for that purpose. So I ended up, going through probably about 7 months where I couldn't walk.
Wow.
And during that time, I had nothing but time. So I started writing my book, and I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and that's kind of where the name comes from.
So during that time you started writing your book, what made you feel comfortable enough to tell your story? Yes, you're a creative, and sometimes creativity just flows out of us. But with everything that you had endured, what was the real inspiration behind you wanting to actually open up and tell your story?
Honestly, I've always kind of been an open book, but I think what inspired me the most is when I was going through my diagnosis, and you just have this overwhelming feeling of you don't know what if I don't make it? And
Yes.
I have 3 little ones, and I wanted them to hear their mother's story from their mother.
Yes.
And not through anybody else's eyes. So that was my driving force to get this book out.
Awesome. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's October. We're both wearing our pinks, or a representation for the breast cancer survivors.
Right.
And we have a lot of creatives in that community. And I wanted to know from you, if you had any encouraging words that you can offer to the fellow creative that may be dealing or battling with some challenges right now.
Number one, always go with your gut. And I know that a lot of times people could be in your ear and telling you, you need to do this, or you need to try this, or go with the safe thing. But deep down, you're born with a passion, and
Yes.
to follow that passion, because that, if you see it through, it will see you through.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel that you should follow your passion and stay focused on what it is that makes you happy in life.
Thank you so much, first and foremost, for coming and opening
Absolutely.
up and sharing your story. How could we stay connected to you and everything that you have going on as a fellow creative? How could we stay connected?
Absolutely. Well, I'm also a life coach, and so you can reach me at crystalscoaching.com, through social media with Crystals Coaching LLC, on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah,
And also, you just told me students here at WSSU can actually go to our.
O'Kelly Library.
Okay.
So they can rent the book on O'Kelly Library, and it's also on Amazon.
Awesome, awesome. So you guys heard it here first. Remember, as creators, we don't have to subscribe to no lane. We can live outside the box and do what we want, when we want, and how we want. I thank all of you for tuning in with us today. And remember, we may face some challenges as creatives, but we can still be productive. Thank you.